Now this, the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, just ordered a new round of spending cuts. It's the third time he's done that since taking office earlier this year. Joe Borelli is the minority leader on the New York City Council, and he joins us this morning. Joe, look, the city is blaming the budget cuts on inflation and the migrant crisis. What say you?
Well, look, New York City is certainly facing inflation problems and financial headwinds that every other municipality in the country is likely facing as well. But this migrant crisis is certainly putting a dent in our budget. Our independent budget office says we've already spent about $600 million, and I think the mayor's estimate of $1 billion is probably accurate. That's about 1% of our budget, which doesn't seem like it should be that much. But when you factor in how much money is already spoken for in any municipal budget on day one in terms of pension liabilities, debt servicing, keeping the lights on in our schools, et cetera, 1% of our budget of discretionary spending is actually quite significant. And I'm not surprised the mayor is sort of stuck in this vice right now where he can't seem to find the spending necessary to make up the shortfall.
Does this hurt at all the effort to try and clamp down on crime, which, of course, we've seen surge in the city? I mean, there would be concerns in budget-cutting circumstances that perhaps that, too, could be hurt. What say you?
It will. It will, partially because of politics. As it stands now, Mayor Adams is not trying to cut the NYPD budget by that much. Unfortunately, though, we have wildly left progressives in the city council and state legislature that are basically demanding he cut the NYPD similar to the levels that the Parks Department are going to cut. Of course, most rational people would be okay if the grass grows a little higher in the parks, as long as people aren't getting pushed in front of subway trains. But we're governed by these radical far left who do have some say in the city budget, unfortunately.
You know, I just wanted to get to this one, too. New York just started handing out licenses to sell recreational pot. Are you in favor of that?
Look, we are essentially behind the process here. Every state surrounding us has already legalized it and made robust programs to do it. My problem with marijuana legalization in New York is that we've allowed these bodegas and vape shops all around the city to currently break the law and simply sell it. And when you're already breaking the tax law and the cannabis law, it doesn't take too much more to actually start selling to teenagers and high schoolers on their way to class. I think the problem is less about marijuana itself, because I think that's here to stay no matter what we do. I think it's actually in the implementation at the state level of these licenses and how we regulate untaxed, unlicensed sellers.
Very good. We'll have to leave it there. Joe Borelli, thank you, sir, for joining us this morning.